Hey everyone, welcome back to Atlanta Tech Edge. Well, when Jay Budd first put on a virtual reality headset, he was virtually transported to a Paul McCartney concert. That cool experience inspired him to start a new program to help veterans. With me to tell us about this amazing project is Annie Eaton, co-founder and CEO of Future Us, and Jay Budd, founder of the Alchemy Sky Foundation. Welcome.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
I'm so excited you're both here. I want to know everything about this project. So, Jay, let me start with you.
Okay.
How did this project come about and how'd you get involved?
Well, I started Alchemy Sky in 2014, and our core programming is to do music therapy for veterans. So we work at the VA on site, and we use board-certified music therapists to do our core programming. And we had asked the VA if there's anything else we could do, and they suggested that we try to help some of the veterans who were bedbound, who couldn't get to our music therapy. And so after I met Annie, I started to think about this idea of bringing their favorite music, which is worship music, to them, basically bringing the church to them using virtual reality.
So cool, and I'm sure that's where you step in. I know you're kind of the virtual reality whisperer, finding needs for those who need it. And so tell me how your company played into that.
Yeah, so we met Jay in 2015. We were actually at a virtual reality event that my team had put on, and mostly for networking with people who were interested in the technology. And he came to us and kind of explained the situation and explained what he wanted to do, and it sounded like such a fantastic project for us to be a part of, that we jumped right in. And the co-founder of my company is actually a veteran as well, so it was kind of near and dear to our hearts to do something with the veteran community.
How cool. Okay, so after you identified, I want to bring the music to the people, especially those that can't access, I was reading a lot about how virtual reality especially helps people who are homebound, can't get out, and they feel stifled because they feel like they're never going to see the light again, which sounds dramatic, but it's so true. So take me from the process then. What happened after you decided to do this together?
Well, we found a church, the Connection Point Church of God in Austell, Georgia, and told them what our project was. They were wonderful. They said, come on in, you can film us. And we actually filmed their 30-person choir with a band there, and it was an amazing experience. Now, Annie can speak to some of the technical aspects of it, because they brought in this very fancy camera, and so they took the video back. I took the audio back and had it mixed, and then when they were ready with the video, we put it together.
Okay, and yeah, Annie, speak to the technical. I know you have to put everybody in a circle, and there's lots of different things.
So one of the things about 360 videos, we have to think of it in a more spherical state. So we're not just taking a standard rectangle or square. We're actually having to take multiple views from multiple lenses and then stitch them together in post-production. So we have to think with that in mind. We don't just want the focal, we do still have a focal point, but there's so much more around us that we can use to our advantage. So we had the choir in front as the main focal point, but the director was directly behind the user, or camera in this instance. And then we had a guitar player, a drummer, a bass player, and also a piano player. So we kind of placed them around so that when the people were experiencing the environment, they could actually look around in the headset and see all sorts of different things.
I like how you called it the spherical state, and I said, did you shoot in a circle? So yeah, that's why you're here.
That's okay, I talk about it a lot.
Okay, so that's where, so what was it like then watching the veterans put on the headset for the first time?
It's very powerful. Couple of things. So they really have never experienced virtual reality. And they also have not heard the kind of audio that we have with the kind of headphones that we have. So we can put headphones on them, it cancels out all the ambient noise, and then when it launches, they're on the altar and they're 10 feet away from the choir. And so we've been there probably a half a dozen times. Every one of them, you can just start to see the tears that come down from the mask.
Yeah, that's amazing. It was like for you, Annie.
I was going to say the same thing about the emotional impact that it's had on them has been huge for us as well. The first time we ever did it, when the man cried, I started crying too. It was just that type of reaction that probably most humans would have if they're in that situation, seeing someone outside of the room that they've been in for years. So it was a huge emotional impact, not just for them, but for us as well.
Right, that's so neat.
And it speaks to a need because they can't get to church now. So it's such an important part of their lives that they can't access anymore. So if we can bring the church to them, they feel a part of themselves has been restored. And it's very powerful.
So powerful. And thank you to you both for doing such a service. I mean, it probably has been life-changing for everybody it's affected. So thank you so much. All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
Thank you.
taking the time to be here today. Amazing.